What's good, everybody? All Ball Podcast here. I'm Josh and this is Connor. And today we're going to be discussing our top 10 MLB teams going into the 2021 season, the J.J. Watt signing, and a few NBA topics.
Yeah, so the first topic that we should go over is our top 10 MLB teams.
Yeah, so we kind of started this podcast in December, which is like the dead period for baseball, so we haven't done anything baseball yet, really.
Yeah, just a few off-season signings. So this will be not only will this be the start of baseball on this podcast,
Start of a smile on my face.
this will be the start of
Josh
me
carrying the podcast.
of me watching or like actually getting into baseball. So we were supposed to do this last week, but like it was kind of out of nowhere, and like I had no previous like I've seen probably like 7 baseball games in my life, all Dodger games. But Josh told me to research the top 10 teams coming into the season.
I see about 7 games a week.
Yeah. So this is the start of something new. And I should be right now I'm a baseball random. I should be a baseball casual by at least mid-season. Maybe a baseball what's after casual? It's like a random, then a casual, then what's after that?
You're like a
am I after
casual
that?
all-star.
Okay, I'll be a casual all-star hopefully by the end
You're
of
like
the
an
season.
all-star wild card.
Why do I hate how you called it that? But do you want me to start first? You want to start first?
You can start. We have the
That's
same
probably
number
smart.
10.
I should probably pull out the lineups.
We have the same number 10. So,
Okay, yeah, because you can see my list. I haven't looked at his yet. He looked at mine just to fact check that I'm not
completely retarded.
fully idiot.
Wait, hold on. Just to start off, I have honorable mentions. You probably don't.
I don't have honorable mentions.
I have honorable mentions.
So go through your honorable mentions first.
So
And I'll pull up.
the Tampa Bay Rays. All you got to do is look up the team and then projected lineup.
Okay.
The Tampa Bay Rays are an honorable mention. They lost Blake Snell and Charlie Morton, and that's what they relied on to get to the World Series. So I don't see them being nearly as good. And another honorable mention is the Astros, and if they just had like one solid pitcher, then they would be probably in the top 10. But they have 0 pitching, and they have a good lineup, but they have 0 pitching and 0 bullpen. So therefore, they cannot be in my top 10. But
See, this is why I'm a casual. And also, I can't fact check him like basketball. Basketball, I can fact check him when he says dumb stuff. Baseball, I can't fact check him if he says dumb stuff, but I do
fact check you.
I do trust him. But like right now, his honorable mention is Astros. I have Astros on my list. But like he said,
they're not that far.
Like he said, like they have no good pitching, and you said what? They have no good bullpen.
Yeah.
Like that's not something I know yet. So that's why they're on my list. That's not something I put into consideration. But let's go. Let's start off with you said we both had the same number 10.
Yeah, we have the same number 10. The Washington Nationals at number 10. They got a good young core in Trey Turner, Juan Soto, and they've always been a team that's had a good starting rotation with Max Scherzer, Patrick Corbin, and Steven Strasburg. They got a big 3, not really a big 3. They got a big 2 and a decent 3 in their rotation, and they're gonna win some games this year.
Yeah. Should I talk about these or no? It's 'cause
Yeah.
they made a couple signings this offseason. Josh Bell, John Lester, and Brad Hand. Obviously none of those are like major blockbuster or anything.
But it's gonna get them.
But it is definitely help.
Yeah, they went 26-34 last year.
Yeah, they
I could see them getting close to about maybe mid 80s in wins.
So I remember because last year, I guess I could do the math right here. That's what, 50 games?
60.
60 games?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. They played 60 games last year. They're playing how many this year? 162?
Yeah.
So a lot of what I did was their performance last season. And yeah, last season they did not good. But 80's what? That's basically even?
81 and 81's even.
81 and 81? Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's what I'm going to have to gauge my
Your brain?
my brain off of.
Yeah.
81 is even. Okay.
So I'll say my number 9.
Okay.
Coming in
Bro,
at number 9. What?
We did our list, or I did my list 10-1. I did my list 1 to 10. You did yours 10-1. So when I looked at your list real quick, I thought your number 2 was your number 9, and I was like, oh my god, I'm an idiot.
No. So coming in at my number 9, I have the St. Louis Cardinals, who, excuse me, guys. They went out this offseason and they got Nolan Arenado from the Rockies. Absolutely stole him in a great deal on their side. And they still got Paul Goldschmidt, so they've got a 3-4 punch that's going to do damage regardless of who's pitching. And then the pieces around them are just kind of like, they're kind of iffy for me. Like Paul DeJong. He's an okay shortstop. Like he's a good defensive shortstop. He's an okay hitting shortstop. If he has a good year at the plate, then he's gonna jump in and make that a big 3 on offense. They did lose Colton Wong to the Brewers, which is kind of a big loss in my opinion, considering he was a Gold Glove winner just a few years ago. And they re-signed Yadier Molina, which, that was a given because he's not going anywhere. And then their rotation is just decently solid. They got Jack Flaherty. They signed some dude from the Japanese league last year. His name is Kwang Hae-young Kim. He pitched last year. He was all right. Adam Wainwright's a veteran. Carlos Martinez is a veteran. And Miles Michaelis, he should have a good year considering that he's got a lot of upside to him.
Yeah, I did not have the Cardinals on my list.
Sorry, because this website has 79 wins to their name. So
that they're projecting them to be fucking not good.
So if they have 79 wins, no.
Should we predict, or how many? Because you said you predicted 80 wins for the Nationals?
I said 84.
Or 84? Should we do how many wins we think they should get to, or no?
We could do that. I think this.
All right, fuck it, go for.
I think the Cardinals are going to get probably 88 wins.
Okay.
They got a weak division with the Brewers, Cubs, Reds, and Pirates.
I'm gonna have to gauge. I'm gonna have to gauge mine off of you.
They got a lot of wins.
88. That seems like a lot to me. It's really not. It's only 7 games over. So my number 9. I know that we just talked about it. Are the Houston Astros. A fall from grace from their cheating years. They lost to the World Series appearance people last year, the Rays, and they actually, I didn't realize this until I just looked back on they had a negative record last year.
Yeah, they made a wild card
because they had the expanded a bunch of wild cards last year for no reason. They lost Springer and one of their players, Verlander, is coming or could come back from an injury midway through the season. Just based off of where they went last year and how they could bounce back this year, I have them at number 9. You said 88. If you predicted I don't think these guys are going to be at 88 wins. They could be though. This website has them at 90. I feel like that's a lot.
I mean, it's high, but
so I think that
it's a little high. But their division is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
The Rangers suck. The Mariners suck. The A's are okay, and the Angels are always okay. The Angels always get 81 wins every year.
I guess I would go. I don't know 87.
Yeah, you could go 87 to
I'll
90.
Go 87.
I'll go
87.
90's a little high.
I do think 90's a little high too, and I only know a few of these names. I think I only know these 2 names: Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman.
You don't know Carlos Correa?
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
Reading that, I wasn't like, oh my god.
The reason why I don't have them in there is I already said that they got no pitching and they lost George Springer, who was a big part of their offense, their leadoff guy. So that's just a big piece to fill.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So coming in at my number 8, I have the Minnesota Twins. Who?
Okay.
Fun fact. Connor, fun fact.
Better be fun.
Fun fact, they haven't won a playoff game since 2002, and they have 15 playoff games played since 2002. They're 0 for 15 since 2002 in the playoffs. They're bad in the playoffs.
First, how's that possible?
What?
Isn't the first round 2 games?
No, normally it's best of 5, so they lose 3 straight.
Okay, never mind, that makes sense.
But they're always in the playoffs, but they always lose. But anyways, they got them a decent squad. Their starting rotation is just okay. They got Jose Barrios and Kenta Maeda, which is a decent one too. Maeda had a great year last year, finishing top 3 in Cy Young. I don't think he'll be able to do it again, but I think he'll be able to have a decent season for them. Their lineup is very top heavy. Max Kepler, Josh Donaldson, Nelson Cruz, Miguel Sano. And then after that, it's kind of just iffy. Byron Buxton's kind of inconsistent. Anderson Simmons is really old, so after their top few, it gets kind of iffy. But I think they're gonna be able to put up runs, and their division's like the Indians aren't good anymore. They traded away a bunch of pieces. The Royals suck. The Tigers suck. White Sox are good. I think the White Sox are gonna win that division. This website says the White Sox at 85 wins. The Twins at 89. I think the Twins are going to get 88 wins.
88? Wait, how many did you say the last one was going to get? Your number...
Cardinals 88.
Oh, okay. I thought you were done for a second. Yeah, so my number... I actually have the Twins right above this one, but I have the Blue Jays, number 8. They were the ones that picked up Springer that the Astros just lost. Other than that, they also got a Simeon. Blue Jays are a team because I need to say this. I don't want to be a Dodgers fan, not because like I don't like the Dodgers, because I've only ever been to Dodgers games. But I feel like if I start going for the Dodgers like right now, I'm a bandwagon, aren't I? Because they just won the World Series.
This is a good team to go for.
The reason why I wanted to go for the Blue Jays is one, because they're not like, oh, they're going to win the World Series. You don't have to worry about that, so I'm not like a massive bandwagon. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I love their logo. I like their hats.
Oh, yeah, their hats. Have you seen their black hat?
That's the one I was talking about.
Black hat's beautiful.
I don't know if I can say you heard it here first, but I might be a Blue Jays fan this coming up season going for the rest of my life. Just because, if I could go for the Dodgers, but I feel like that's kind of weak, isn't it?
I mean...
I don't want to be a bandwagon.
It's just kind of basic.
Like, if I started going for the Dodgers,
especially the year after they won.
That's what I'm saying. It's weak.
That is a decent team to go for.
Anyway, regardless, they lost in the wild card last year pretty early on. Like I said, they signed Springer and Simeon. I guess I just gave the Astros, 87? Mm-hmm. I'll give Blue Jays a win above that. I'll give them 88.
Okay. My number 7 is actually the
so ours is switched. We just talked about Twins. You had them 8. I had Blue Jays 8.
So we have the Twins and Blue Jays flip flop.
Yeah, so it's not too far off.
I have the Blue Jays at 7, Twins at 8. He has the Blue Jays at 8, Twins at 7. Mm-hmm. I really like this Blue Jays team. They're young. They just got a vet in Springer who's still. I mean, he doesn't got a lot of years left, but he's still going to go out and get the job done. They acquired Marcus Simeon, or they signed Marcus Simeon off the free agency market. They got a bunch of young guys in Bo Bichette, Teoscar Hernandez, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Kevin Biggio, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Those are all young guys who have an upside to them, and I can see them doing big things this year. They got Ryu, who's a veteran pitcher. He's always good if he stays healthy. Robbie Ray's a vet. Nate Pearson, who averages like a 102 mile per hour fastball. And then they got Steven Matz and Tanner Roark, who are just guys that are just going to go out and eat innings. They're not going to do fantastic and get you a lot of wins, but they're going to keep you in the ball game. And if this young offense performs, then they're going to get a lot of wins. I got them at 89.
How many is that?
89.
89, so out of my way, 88, you had them at 89.
Yeah.
So, like I said, my 7 is Twins. Obviously, Josh already took that away. So I'm not gonna go on that any further. Do you want to move on to number 6?
We got the same number 6, so go ahead.
Okay, so I guess I'll start it off. We both have Mets as number 6. Obviously, they're the ones that, Bauer said it was between 2 people, right? Or 2 teams.
Yeah.
It was either between the Dodgers or the Mets. Obviously, he did not go to the Mets, but they did make a trade for Lindor and Carrasco. How long ago was that?
Like January.
A month ago? Yeah, about a month, maybe a little bit more. And they also signed McCann in the offseason, so that's a couple improvements. Obviously, they didn't get the big one. Well, Francisco Lindor is pretty good.
Yeah, no, Francisco Lindor is a stud, but
he's not Trevor Bauer.
If they would have got Bauer, it would have.
They would have been higher than 6.
Yeah, they would have probably been 5-4. Yeah, so I got them at number 6 as well, right? Number 6?
I had them at 6, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so they got, in their rotation, they got Jacob deGrom, who's the best pitcher in the league. Carlos Carrasco, who they got in the trade. Marcus Stroman, who looked good so far early in spring training. And the rest are nobodies. In their lineup is very solid all around. Just 1 through 8 is probably one of the most well-rounded lineup. Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, Francisco Lindor, Michael Conforto, Pete Alonso, Dom Smith, J.D. Davis, and James McCann. Again, they got a lot of...
J.D. Davis.
Yeah. They got a lot of young guys. They're kind of like the Blue Jays, where if their young guys perform, then they're going to win a lot of games. I think the Mets will probably get... I got high hopes for the Mets. I'm going to say they get 91 wins.
Oh, that's high hopes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this website, and obviously, okay, we're looking at a website just for their lineups, but they have
Projected standings.
yeah, they have like a prediction for how many wins they're going to get. The website predicts them to get 94.
Yeah, they also predict the Braves to get 87, so I can't trust it.
Oh, you're right, because my Braves are... Okay, you know what? Dumb website. I guess I really don't have anything off. I'll trust your...
My Braves?
You said 91?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say... if we ever look back on this, I'll get a different number just to mess with you. I'll go fucking 92. You said 91?
Yeah.
I'll go 92. So, just in case they get 92, we could look back, and I was already a better analyst than Josh at baseball.
Yeah. So, you want to start? You want to go number 5?
Okay, so my number 5 is the Chicago White Sox. Last year, they were also a very early playoff, what would you call it?
Exit.
Playoff exit. They were very early. They lost to the Oakland Athletics.
I hated that series.
Why? What happened?
Because it was a good series. It was going back and forth in the last game, and then the A's they ended with the lead. Like, it was back and forth almost every inning. I wanted the White Sox, but anyway.
Honestly, White Sox were another team that I was thinking of going for, just because I like their logo. It's just like
Sox.
It's just shit. Where is it? I was just looking at it. That's a W logo.
Yeah, no, it's a cool.
That's a pretty cool logo.
Everyone wears their hats.
No, I think that's another reason why I thought it was a cool logo, just because I've seen the hat so often.
Yeah.
But regardless, I really don't know much about them. I know they lost this guy who went to the Twins. Other than that, they did decent last year. Obviously, 35 and 25. What would that translate to in today? That's 10 positive out of like 60 games, so they'd probably be like, what, 15, 16, 17 positive?
Yeah.
So, what is that, like
94?
90, yeah, like 94, 95 wins. I guess I'll predict them to get maybe around their 96 wins. I'll say they get 96 wins just on the higher side because I favor them a little bit.
Okay, my number 5? My number 5 is the Yankees. The thing about the Yankees,
I think our 4 and 5 is also flip-flopped.
Our 4 and 5 is also flip-flopped. I have the Yankees at 5, the White Sox at 4. Fernando
We get to the Yankees
Fernando
first.
doesn't agree with me. I already told him about that. But the reason I don't have the Yankees...
Wait, what part does he not agree with you with?
That the White Sox are better than the Yankees. He thinks the Yankees are better than the White Sox.
Oh, you have the Yankees 5. Okay, keep going.
The Yankees don't have a rotation. They have Garrett Cole, who's the second best pitcher in the league behind Jacob deGrom. And then they have an old Corey Kluber. They acquired Jamison Talion from the Pirates, but he's always hurt. Jordan Montgomery sucks. Domingo Germán's getting back from abusing his wife. Luis Severino got caught using drugs. So after Garrett Cole, it's kind of just a let's hope this guy comes back and does good.
No, that's okay. So I have the Yankees 4. But something that I was that I did have written down is that they never have everybody.
They're always injured.
Yeah, they whether it be injuries or something like unrelated to baseball
Like
getting in the
hitting
way.
your wife, Domingo Germán.
Getting caught hitting your wife. That's the real issue. That was something that I was going to take into it, but I also didn't know how good they were, like, regardless of it. So I just gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I put them at 4. Because I wasn't sure, like, how far down to drop them, but they're at 4.
Yeah. So I mean, like they got a really talented lineup. Don't get me wrong.
When they're in.
When healthy, They got DJ LeMahieu, who's the best second baseman in the league. They re-signed him this offseason, which was huge. Aaron Judge is always in a stretcher. He's good when he's healthy. Aaron Hicks is okay. Giancarlo Stanton's always in a stretcher. Luke Voigt is a above-average first baseman. Gleyber Torres is okay. Clint Frazier is okay. Urshela is okay. And Gary Sanchez sucks. So what if this team is healthy? If this team is healthy, they're probably a little bit better than the White Sox. But, I mean, literally 5 games in, and one of these guys is going to get injured. I promise.
No, yeah. One of the websites that I was like doing some of my research on, if this team can stay healthy, and that's proven to be a major if, they'll be one of the. So if they can stay in, they're good. But
if not, then you don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So for the Yankees, I'm going to give them 90.
Oh, I completely wasn't even thinking.
I'm going to give them 94 wins.
Oh. How many did I give them? Oh, for the Yankees.
Well, you have to say the White Sox.
No, I already said the White Sox. I said I was giving them, what, 96?
Oh, yeah, you said 96.
Or 90. I either said 96 or 97.
You said 6.
So that means I'm going to have to give the Yankees 97 or 98. That's the thing. I do think that the Yankees are bro, the Lakers. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the Lakers score real quick. I do think that the Yankees are better, but I also do understand that the Yankees aren't always playing. So that does affect the record more than like. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the records, it's gonna show a lot more in the record instead of like the team's skill, I guess. Does that make sense? Like Lakers went on a for a basketball example. Lakers went on a 4-game losing streak without Anthony Davis and Schroeder, but the Lakers are still the best team in the league. Does that make sense?
They had plenty of people hurt in 2019.
Okay, that doesn't matter. So I'm going 97. 97 wins for the Yankees, or 98.
98. You got 3 teams having 98 plus wins. That's kind of a lot.
All right, 97. I'll go 97.
So at my number.
See, but that's the thing. I don't know things like that.
You don't.
I don't know things like that.
I have the White Sox at 4. I really like the White Sox this year. I think they're going to come out the AL.
I'm going to buy Blue Jays.
I got, they have Lucas Giolito, Dallas Keuchel, Lance Lynn, which is a big 2 in reality. And Lance Lynn, if he pitches like the veteran he is and eats up innings, he'll be good. They got a young lineup who's going to develop a lot this year in Tim Anderson, Adam Eaton, Yasmani Grandal, Jose Abreu, Eloy Jimenez, Yohan Moncada, Luis Robert, Adam Engel, and Nick Madrigal. I never know how to say his name. He's so short. I just know that. But they got a young lineup, and for them, this website has 85 wins. That's so wrong. They're going to have probably 96. 96 wins for them.
Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. I'm dwelling on the
Lakers.
The Lakers being fucking garbage. Yeah. So I already gave my.
Yeah, you gave your wins already.
I gave my White Sox wins.
Number 3. Do we have the same 3-2-1?
Yeah, probably.
We have the same 3-2-1.
So our number 3 is the Atlanta Braves. They got knocked out.
They blew a 3-1 lead.
They did blow a 3. There were 2 blown 3-1 leads. Am I correct on saying? Or there were 2 7-game series.
Yeah, 2 7-game series.
2 7-game series at the same time. Braves lost to the Dodgers. I don't. Okay, so I don't know much about the Braves or any other team, but I do remember this last year because you guys were down 3-1, and I remember how hyped you guys got when you brought it back, especially in Game 7. I think Game 7 might have been the only game I watched in that series, or maybe Game 1 and Game 7. But regardless, the Braves are probably the 3rd because I honestly think that obviously I don't know baseball that much, but I think the top 2 are probably the top 2. So Braves should be 3. I'll let you go through their lineup as you've done everyone else.
Okay, so I got the Braves at 3. As you know, they blew a 3-1 lead, which is highly fortunate for me because I would have been crying.
God.
But they have a very well-rounded lineup in Ronald Acuna, Freddie Freeman, who's coming off an MVP, Marcelo Ozuna, Travis d'Arnaud, Ozzy Albies, Dansby Swanson, Austin Riley, and a young and rising Christian Pache, who we've seen in the playoffs, who performed like he wasn't a rookie. And then their projected pitching rotation is pretty nasty. Max Fried, Charlie Morton, Ian Anderson, And then they got Drew Smiley, who's okay, Kyle Wright, who's okay. But mid-season, maybe like 2 months in the season, I'll say probably May or June, they should have Soroka coming back, who was their number 1 last year, tore his Achilles, trying to make a play to first. So he should be coming back, which is going to be huge for them. So yeah, we both got the same 3-2-1. We both got the Braves at 3 and the Padres at 2.
Yeah. I don't know if the Dodgers are my 1 because I'm surrounded by biased Dodgers fans, like in my friend group. But I do think that the Padres are the number 2, especially because when you're the the reigning champs? What was that? Would you call it reigning champs in baseball too?
Yeah.
When you're the reigning champs, I kind of have the mentality of like you're the best until someone
Knocks you off.
beats you, until someone knocks you off that throne. So that being said, Padres are number 2. Obviously, they had some big pickups. That being in Blake Snell and Yu Darvish. They also got knocked out by the Dodgers last year. They had a little bit of a better season though. But I do think that they are not as good as the Dodgers. But I do think that they are very dangerous.
Yeah, so they got Trent Grisham in center, Tatis at short, Machado at third, Hosmer at first, Tommy Pham left, Will Myers in right, Jake Cronenworth at second, Austin Nola behind the plate.
We need to get to know these names.
As Connor said,
I know that one too.
Who?
Lamette. You told me about that guy.
You called him Lamette.
I did call him Lamette. And I do know Musgrove too. Are those 4 really good players? Are they?
Musgrove's okay.
Lamette's not good?
Lamette's good.
So that's why I know them.
Yeah.
I think I only know them because you told me about them.
Because we talked about in the video. You said that he's gonna join. You said Lamette.
Probably because Landry Shamet. Lamette.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Yu Darvish and Blake Snell are their 1-2 punch, joining Lamette, Joe Musgrove, Chris Paddock. What?
So usually when we go over lineups, I put the picture to show you guys, just in case, just for a visual.
I'm saying it too fast.
No, you're not saying it too fast. You've named out it's like 10 players at least for all top 10 teams. I'm gonna have a hard time editing this tomorrow.
Rip the editing.
You're not going too fast. The speed is nothing of it, but
yeah.
So you guys are gonna see a lot of faces when you're watching this
really
video.
Fast. So the Padres got a lot of upside this year. Another young team who added 2 veteran pitchers. I'm sorry, but I just don't think that they're better than the Dodgers. I don't need to look up their projected lineup, so let's just say it.
These 2.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything about them. Why? Because those are names that I know. I'm talking about Tatis and Machado, by the way. I know those names. Why are they not worth talking about?
I mentioned them in the lineup.
Oh, did you?
I said I said their whole lineup.
Oh, my bad. Oh, that's probably when I was tripping over the Lakers.
That's
or
what
something.
you're like.
All right, so I guess we can move on to the only team
basketball
left.
topics. Oh, we have to talk about them? I thought we knew their number 1.
We did know they're number 1, but that being said, do you not want to?
No, I want to talk. Shut up.
I was going to say, I know you want to brag about your team being the best team in the league. So
number 1 is
or in the major league, the best team in the league.
Number 1 is this team, Los Angeles Dodgers. Big powerful lineup in Betts, Seager, Turner, Bellinger, Smith, Muncy, Pollock, Lux, and then the pitcher spot. And we have a very powerful rotation. Trevor Bauer joining us.
You haven't said Dustin May yet.
With Clayton Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Trevor Bauer, Tony Gonsolin, Julio Urias, Dustin May. Unfortunately, we lost Kike Hernandez and Jock Peterson, who have both respectively hit home runs with their new teams in spring training. Very happy for them, but that's not going to stop us from winning over.
So obviously I had it written down that Dodgers lost Kike and Jock. When did I watch my first baseball game? was it 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago, yeah. These are some of the names that like Kike and Jock. Obviously, memory's a bit hazy. Not that big of a Dodger fan. But these are some of the names that like I've known. So having them leave, I think that it hurts me a lot more than it hurts you. Like
I watched Jock.
It just really affects me that that the Dodgers lost Kike Hernandez and Jock Peterson. But Trevor Bauer can definitely fill that spot in my heart. I won't be a Dodger fan, but Dodger games are the only games that I have a chance of going to. So that's someone I get to look forward to pitching.
Yeah. No, that actually it does hurt me though because I did watch.
That hurts me so bad.
I did watch Kike and Jock grow up, especially Jock. I watched him since day one. Kike, I think he was traded to the Dodgers in like 2015. In My Feelings by Drake.
And why does it say that?
Because that's what people look up.
Yeah, I remember when In My Feelings came out and everyone was saying, Kike, do you love me? That was a really big time in my life, yeah. I'd say.
But moving on, that's going to be our top 10 MLB teams going into the
Sorry if my list is bad, but
it's not terrible.
Next year's list will be pretty good. I can say next year's list will be pretty good.
Moving on, we upload on Monday and Thursdays. J.J. Watt announced his signing to the Cardinals on Monday.
So it was right after we recorded.
2 years, $31 million. He's going to be joining Chandler Jones, who's going to be on the other side of him, who's
gonna be his personal chef. Do you see that?
No.
That's a W. If this side is cooking for this side, then like that's just good chemistry, you know? Like that just means that like
I did not hear anything about that.
Like, have you ever seen Remember the Titans?
No.
So this side was black, right? This side was white, and they hated each other. And then they started loving each other, and then they did good. So basically, and they're black and white. They are basically Remember the Titans.
I'm very happy you know that.
They are Remember the Titans. Anyways, keep going. That was just like, had to get that out. Continue. What else did you have to say about that?
He's going to be joining now I'd say good defense in Buda Baker, Chandler Jones, and young rookie linebacker Isaiah Simmons. So they got a lot of good things going over there in Arizona. Joining a stacked NFC West in the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals. It's going to be a tough division to win, but adding J.J. Watt definitely puts him in the right direction.
Yeah, did you see the memes of Deshaun Watson as Squidward? And then Patrick and SpongeBob was J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins.
I did see that on Twitter.
Those were some of the some funny memes.
Some best.
So this wasn't what we written down. Are the Texans still not looking at?
You know what, Connor? They're actually not answering the phone. They have to leave voicemails.
I seen that. I think I sent that to the group chat.
They actually have to send voicemails.
The Texans, or it was reported that Texans aren't taking calls for Deshaun Watson. So teams are leaving voicemails of their trade offers, which like, if you're a team and you have people sending voicemails and of a guy who does not want to be there,
trade him.
Get him out of there. Why? We'll talk about that when he. I was gonna say when he gets traded. Right now, it's looking like he's not getting traded.
He will.
But couple NBA topics.
Mostly the Suns.
Both Suns related because they've had some things go on. Both in the same game. Suns beat my Lakers. Even after a
first, start off with this. Start off with that first.
With this one,
yeah.
Suns beat my Lakers, even though Devin Booker got ejected. And I'll put the clip in right now. He got ejected. This is the second one because who got ejected off of throwing the bounce pass?
Oh no.
Who was the other one? It was I think it was like JJ Redick or something.
Oh yeah.
It was JJ Redick, wasn't it? So he got a tech for talking to the refs. He got his second tech for throwing a hard bounce pass to the ref. It wasn't even that hard. And the guy he bounced the ball to didn't even call the tech. He bounced past the ball to a ref, and the ref, 5 feet that way, called the tech and got him ejected out the game. This is an issue that we don't have the time to talk about now because depending on how me and Josh both feel, this could be a dialogue and could be a serious topic. But just to talk about that right now, we thought JJ Redick's was the softest ejection of all time. This might be the softest ejection of all time.
So yeah, that was a very soft tech, right?
One of the softest techs that we've seen.
Yeah.
Might be the softest.
Devin Booker ended the game with 19. Their highest leading scorer was Big Shot Saric with 21.
Saric is... How would I explain this? Saric is a casual. Like, he's a role player that every now and then will give you a good amount of points. His career high, 21 against our Lakers. Career high, 21. And he had the audacity to showboat after the game to one of my Lakers casuals.
Marquise. No, but they had something going in the game.
I'm gonna be honest. When I watch,
I think that's why I called you last night.
When I watch games, and I actually didn't watch the second half of this because I knocked out. I don't know why I was so tired, but I fell asleep. I don't the Morris brothers are obviously school threats, but I feel like when I watch people talk shit to each other in basketball, it's just so common that I don't pay attention to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When Patrick Beverly's doing his fucking that's just fucking
basketball.
There's always someone like that. So whenever there's something like this where I'm pretty sure they got interviewed about that, it's just I feel like people read too much into it.
I mean, it's just classic basketball trash talk.
Yeah.
But
because I feel like we do that to each other.
Yeah, Sarge hit a fadeaway
because I didn't
middle of the key. In the middle of the key with 2 minutes left. Okay, so Sarge hit a fadeaway in the middle of the key, and they ran down the court next to each other, and they were just yapping at each other. You know,
they do.
Just trash talk.
How the foreign players who can't speak English and the English players who trash talk, as they do.
Sarge just kind of giggled at him, and then after the game's over, the Suns won 114 to 104. And Sarge, I don't know if he was waving to Morris, but he just went and walked that way.
It was probably to Morris.
Had to be. Makes sense, right?
It only makes sense for it to be towards Morris.
Is that gonna close it out for the day, and I can tell my mom good night on the phone?
That'll wrap up today's episode. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, share, do everything that you would normally do.
Yeah, first MLB video, many more to come with the season starting in less than a month, April 1st. So
April 1st.
It's March 3rd. So we'll see you guys
on
next time.